TM, everybody. How are you doing? So what is this workshop about? Well, this is about NFTs. So what we do at NFTPort, it's basically abstract the complexity of NFTs management in general, and also to facilitate your life if you want to mint your own NFTs. So for this particular hackathon, we thought there might be value for you on maybe at the end of the video to just turn this video in an NFT, but sometimes you may also want to retrieve the data related to these NFT collections that you do. So the first question is, okay, how do I get started? Well, we basically have a dashboard, and we also have our docs, of course, which is docs.nftport.xyz. And in the dashboard, what we're going to do is we will log in. I'm not creating the user because it's honestly very easy. You just need to provide your email, your name, and then the password, and that's it. So I'm going to put one of these super mega ultra secure passwords. Nobody can hack me. That's what I want to think, at least. Anyone can do, actually. And here I get the dashboard. So what do I need? First, anyone who joins will be able to do 100 mintings for free in Polygon, and you can deploy your own contracts, up to 5 as well, for free. You also have access to Gorley. Remember that Rinky has been deprecated. And then you can also do that in Ethereum, but only in the paid plan. So my advice would be to start in Polygon, because it's actually very easy and it's kind of fast. So you will go here, you will go to your API key, because that's what you need. And here you will also have like shortcuts to the most common things you may need to do in the platform. Like, I want to retrieve all NFTs on a given chain. I want to retrieve NFT owned by an account, or I want to easy mint an NFT with a file upload, which is something very interesting that we are going to cover here as well. So this is what we call easy minting. And the reason because I really like this is because, well, first, sometimes you don't really need to do like a lot of even API stuff at the beginning. I know that sometimes in the hackathon you are very, very busy. So sometimes you just need to do the minting. And in order for that to happen, what you need to do is to just provide authorization. You need to pick your chain. This is Polygon, Curly. Your description, mint to address, that's going to be your wallet, the string. And then here, that's the beauty thing. You just need to pick any file you want to just upload it. And then you will create your first NFT. As simple as that. You want to do this with URL, an API code. That's also easy. We have a number of variety here, number of languages that you can pick up from. You want to use shell script, JavaScript, Node, Python, Go, C, Object-C, C#, Java, HTTP, and so on and so forth. You have here so many options. It's up to you to pick whatever you like the most. Go is very popular. Python is also very popular. Just pick any you want, and here you will get the sample. The more fields you will populate here, the more information. If you want to play with this and you are not sure, okay, but Victor, how do I get started? How can I get all this information? How can I play with this? You have here on the left side all the information you may need. So let me just walk you a little bit through our documentation so you can understand the potential or what can you actually do. Well, as you can see here, we have the contracts to retrieve all the NFTs in a given chain. So in this case, let's say this is Ethereum, Polygon, Winkby, Curly. Here we have our authorization. And when we send the API request, as you can see, the information is not super great, right? Because we get what? The chain, the contract, the token ID. But what we can do is to include other values. So maybe we will include metadata, or maybe we will include something else. So here you will find all the different information we want to add in order to retrieve the full list of information. Likewise with the NFT details. So again, here I can put contract address, token ID, then I will need to check which kind of chain do I want, and then refresh metadata. If I want to refresh it, not set, this is follows true. I'm going to pull this again, and then we will be okay. So ownership. This is also very useful because one of the use cases we see more often in the NFT space is I want to create some gated content. So therefore, I want to validate that any of my users own an NFT from my collection. You can use NFT, retrieve NFT owned by account or created by account. For this, you can also, of course, retrieve all the transactions on a given NFTs, and you also have all the reports on NFT data. Like I would have these URLs, and then you will get all the information about the count, the floor price, etc. We have basically two big chunks here. We have, in one hand, EVM. Those are Polygon and Ethereum blockchains, and we also have Solana. We also have this information. We also have this information for Solana. We can also, this is a brand new thing, retrieve the trending Solana connection. So again, authorization, once you paid it, will go with you all the way through the documentation, and you will get what are the trending collections in Solana. Keep moving, here you get the response, etc. You can also get the details again, Solana ownership. We can retrieve given contract. We can also retrieve the information of minted NFTs here. So in a nutshell, the value here is, as I said before, first, you can do the minting of your NFTs, or you can retrieve data from a given NFT. How can we relate this to your projects? Well, as I said before, we have a number of options. Maybe you want to take the output of the video, the piece of art that you already generated, and whenever it's done, maybe you want to create a button that says turn into NFT. That would be the minting part. Or as I said before as well, maybe you want to, once you finish with the video, retrieve all the collections. And we have yet another option, which is the search address as well as the check for duplicates. So when we go to NFTPort, here you'll find Fingible. And then in this Fingible, this is like Google for NFTs. This is a reverse image search and counterfeit detection. So you can actually validate that the output you have has not been created as an NFT before. You can also do text search, reverse image search, and counterfeit detection. Now, before I open questions, I would like to do like an example for you, because I want to also demonstrate one interesting thing. If you want to play with this and you don't know where can you pick addresses from, of course, you can always go and say, I want to go to OpenSea or any other big place, and I want to get these contract details from there. But you can also go to this, to this simple address. And here you will find some wallet address, some contract address for Polygon, Ethereum that you can play with. So when we go and say, okay, I will pick this wallet address from Polygon, I will go to my documentation and I will go here and say, okay, I want to get all the NFTs owned by an account. And here I put my account address, I send my API request, I will get my output. Sorry, this is Polygon, I'm in a mess. Account address, Polygon, and then I send the API request. Otherwise, it won't return anything. So here you'll see that we will get very meaningful information like the contract address, token ID, and so on and so forth. If I go back here and I said, for instance, retrieve all NFTs, And here I say, okay, I want to go for metadata. You will see all the relevant information here for the given NFT. So this belongs to Polygon. This is the contract address, metadata, URL, description, the image. And one of the things I want you to know is the following. So as you probably know, most of the NFTs, they are stored in IPFS. And IPFS is wonderful. It just has a little thing. Sometimes it's not fast enough when I want to retrieve the information. So if I go here and I try to open this file in IPFS, sometimes it loads instantaneously, sometimes it's not. But, well, today we were lucky, it was fast, but we also have the ability for my front end to use my cache file. So what we do in NFTPort is whenever we discover a new NFT, we will download a copy of this NFT and we will store this in our servers. So if for whatever reason you don't want to go with the IPFS file and you want to go with the cache file, just in case the other files get deleted, because as it is a peer-to-peer file system, sometimes we don't really have access to the file. You'll see that the file is also available here. So either Web 2 or Web 3 browsing. This is also useful when you don't use Brave as a web browser, because you use Chrome, Edge, Firefox. They are not having IPFS browser by default. Again, using this HTML file or HTTPS access, I should say, it actually provides better response. And with that, I'm open for questions, and I'm hoping I can answer these questions if you have any.
Thank you very much, Victor. Opening the floor up for questions, feel free to write it in the chat, or alternatively, you can ask live by unmuting yourself. While people think of questions, I will ask one to give people some time. What are your top tips for using NFTPort for the first time?
So first, read the docs. I know it's very common. I don't want to say RFTFM, but what I want to say is we have a very easy getting started data here. You go to multi-chain. Here we have the kickstart. It's actually very, very easy. Don't be afraid. It's just so easy to just get started. You will have here like all the prerequisites, all the necessary links you have. That's in order to get started. And I also encourage you to go into the easy minting part. If you have never mint an NFT, you'll find out that this is extremely, extremely easy. And then at least you will end up with your own NFT, that you can do whatever you want with this NFT, of course. Those are like my top tips for people that are starting with this.
Thank you. We now have a couple of questions in the chat. Is it possible to scale an NFT marketplace with NFTPort?
Actually, that is a great question. Let me show you in the blog, because we have a blog post right about that. So give me a second. Sorry. When we go here to the blog, we have a blog post about how to create your own NFT marketplace using NFTPort. So how to build an NFT marketplace. I'm gonna put the link in the chat for your convenience. And then what is our main advantage over Alchemy or OpenSea? OpenSea, at the end of the day, is mostly a marketplace. Of course, you can also mint your NFTs using OpenSea, but OpenSea doesn't really provide the API services that we do. And Alchemy is a competitor of us. They also have a wonderful product. We have a very reliable data, and I don't want to say we have more functionality, but maybe you can also try what kind of functionality do you need, and then you can compare Alchemy and our project, and you'll find out that we have a lot of interesting things that you can maximize and you can take advantage of.
Awesome. And if you were taking part in the hackathon, what sort of project would you build? And from the point of view of NFTPort, what sort of things are you looking for, or sort of bits of inspiration or starting points for people?
I think I already covered this a little bit when I was doing the presentation, but one of the things I miss, so sometimes I also do some video editing. I'm not a pro, of course. I just do this like very amateur way of doing things. And sometimes I also generate my own GIFs or my own small videos. I use any kind of software from Camtasia to Filmora or DaVinci as well. And what I'm missing at the very end of the process is, okay, I created my video. If I wanted to, put this into the blockchain, or if I wanted to give this to a friend, like it's in a very unique way, it would be so nice if I would have a button at the end of the process, like when I just render the video and I choose, I want the format for YouTube, I want the format for Instagram. Now that Instagram is also getting into the NFT business, it would be so nice for me to be able to turn this into an NFT. So that would be like my ideal situation when I do any kind of video output. But this is not only NFTPort, this is also Victor being selfish and asking for this kind of functionality. That would be super, super nice to have indeed.
Awesome, thank you. We will have any more questions, guys, put them in the chat. We will just give another few seconds to see if anyone else has any questions. So in the meanwhile, if you want to review all the different capabilities that we have a longer version of this video. Today, I wanted to keep it short because usually when we do this kind of things, we tend to provide a video, but today I wanted to leave more time for questions, just in case you have, any other questions. We have this video from Taibo. You will find also this video in our channel. You'll see all the different tutorial, like how can you get started, how can you do that, all the output, all the different examples. So if you want to go deeper, feel free to go on this video. I know we are also recording this, but as I said, I did this very short on purpose, so you can actually ask questions. But again, I'm gonna I can put the link of the video in YouTube if you want from YouTube. Let me just find it, because we have like a very good video for this. Here it is from our channel. I'm pasting this. If you have questions, let me also put this in Brave. Here it is. So this is the tutorial that I was referring from our BPF product. Taibo here, he also covers all the different portions of the docs and all the all the different functionalities we have. He will guide you through the whole process, and you will be able to learn how to do that from zero to hero. Awesome. Yeah, we can share the link you've given there as well on the blog post that we will make regarding this workshop, so everyone can check that out who's watching on record. Any last questions, guys? Put them in the chat.
I have a question, Fernando.
Sure.
So we saw the other day this presentation on the ERC 721, like an expansion we can use to add and remove users of the token in order to do like some sort of NFT rental process. The NFT you generate, if I remember well, has its own type of capabilities to do something similar, but not to the extent of what was being presented. How will we, is there a way to integrate, or can we modify your contract?
So the contract we have by default cannot be modified. What you can do is, of course, you can inspect our contract. Everything is public. And also you can deploy your own contract if you need to do so. So as you can see here in the free tier, you can get 5 contract deployed for free. And then in Ethereum, you need to go with more advanced stuff. But if you want to modify our contract, what you would need to do is to fork the contract, modify the contract, and deploy the contract again, where you can also find these tools in the documentation. But yeah, you can fork our contract if you need to do so.
So is it, so we'll just go a little bit more in precision. So when we generate, we can create an ERC 721 using the custom?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Perfectly. So, and this, what was being presented the last time was the ERC 4907 extension, which was published this March of this year, which is kind of a way to add and remove people that can use the NFT, but cannot add themselves other people. And you can set a time of expiration. So we don't need to kind of go back to the interface and remove that people after we have given them access or listed. Is this something that a functionality? So I'm trying to do this functionality in the hackathon, and I wonder how I can interact with the. I'm already a user of NFTPort also for my NFTs, so I'm trying to glue all this together. So this presentation was done by Truffle, and it's in part of the both hackathons that have been in progress with Encode. I found really interesting the approach that it's there. Is there anything that you guys have around that, or would need to be doing custom?
Not as far as I know, but then my recommendation would be, are you also part of the Discord channel of NFTPort?
Yes, completely. No.
Then my suggestion would be, Fernando, to open this, ask this question in the Discord channel, and I'll try to find an answer for you, either me or Jano. You know that he is very active there, so he will try to find an answer for you.
Right.
And
thank you.
Yes, I didn't mention that. We also have a Discord channel. It's very active, and we provide support, and we try to do our best to answer any kind of questions. And I'm super happy, Fernando, that you know already about NFTPort. And we also have this bounty in the hackathon. And if you use NFTPort in your project, you will be able to get a share of the bounty. So yeah, we hope you use NFTPort in your project if it makes sense.
Cool. Since I have you online, so directly related to the video production, is there anything specific you have in NFTPort? I know you mentioned the IPFS cache to make the video maybe load faster, but any integrations with the current video sponsor?
Unfortunately, not yet. It's something that we are actually considering and thinking and debating. But we also have, when you go here, we have our roadmap. And one of the things I also like about this roadmap, you can see what is planned and what has been launched already. And then again, via the Discord channel, you can also ask for these integrations. And for us, it's very valuable because I think that video and games are two areas that by 2023, we're going to see a very big expansion. So if you can also maybe elaborate a little bit more and ask for this in the Discord channel, I will be more than happy to escalate this to the product managers and try to make this happen as soon as we can, because I think it has a lot of value.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Fernando.
Any final questions, guys? Put them in the chat or ask live now. If there are no more questions, I think we may wrap up early. Thank you very much, Victor, for coming in today. It was super interesting and it was a very engaging presentation. So hopefully many people will implement NFTPort into their project. There's lots of great use cases. So yeah, thank you for coming in. Victor, do you have any closing comments?
Not more than I'm really excited to see what kind of projects get out of this hackathon. I'm really looking forward as well to see the judging part at the end. And I wish you the best of lucks, and please carry on. I think this kind of hackathons really add a lot of value to the community. Thank you very much for participating and for inviting us, of course, Jamie.
Thank you for coming in and thank you for speaking, and have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.